Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, students. This is your first biology period after the summer vacation. Hope everyone of you have spent their summer vacation uh, very well. Now, before the summer vacation, we have started the classification. We have discussed what classification is and why uh, is classification needed. So that thing we have already discussed, but let me, as a recap, I am telling you that as a recap, let me tell you, okay, classification is done when the facts become greater in number. When clear, and studying each when they are become greater in number, so their study is become difficult. So the students, we are then dividing them on the basis of similarities and differences. Clear? Like for example, all plants, they are autotrophic in behavior and getting food. Like all of them, they are making their own food. Clear? So, and all the animals, they are getting food from other sources. They don't have the chlorophyll to make uh, their own food. So on the basis of the characteristic of this kind, we are dividing or classifying the plants and animals into their groups and subgroups. Okay, now who carried out first the classification of organism? So it was first the Aristotle. If you could look at your book page number 42, the history of classification is mentioned over there, where we are talking first about the Aristotle, who classified plants and animals uh, on the basis of similarities and differences. He grouped the plants as grace, and according to Aristotle, clear? Aristotle, uh, the plants are grasses, bushes, and trees. Clear? And animals are aquatic animals, and terrestrial animals. Aquatic animals, aqua means water. Aqua means water. So the animals which live in water, whose habitat living place is the habitat of the aquatic animal. Habitat means the living place. The habitat of the aquatic animals is water, and those terrestrial, they live on land. Clear? So just think, for a layman, it is now even uh, the animals, they can be aquatic or terrestrial. Most of the animals, they are living in water, and most of the animals they are living on land as well. But later on, another uh, a scientist came, and he did, whose name was, he was a Muslim scientist, and who lived in 776 to 869, almost 190 years age he lived. His name was Abu Usman Umar al Jahiz. It is a single name, name, okay? Uh, Umar al Jahiz. Okay. He wrote a book. His book name was Kitabul Hewan. Kitabul Hewan, in which he uh, explained the characteristic of 350 species. Characteristics means the properties. Like the characteristic, let me tell you what characteristics are. Characteristics are the behaviors displayed by the animal or plant on the basis of which it is recognized as a particular species. Like we say the mammals. So the mammals have the fur on their body, have hair on their like hair and fur are the same things they are in their body. They have ears like ear pinna. Hmm? Uh, they feed on their mother milk and when they are baby, and they give birth to the living baby. So these are the characteristic on the basis of which we can recognize that what mammals are. So in similar way, he told he studied the characteristic of 350 species. He also gave a detailed account of the social organization of ant. He even knew that some insects are responsive to light and used this information to suggest a clever way of getting rid of mosquitoes and flies. Clear? Sensitive to light means, responsive to light means that they are coming when in the dark. Uh, you are opening anything which gives a little bit light. So all the insect you will see they will come to it. So it is their response towards the light. Clear? And then it is easier for them to get rid of it. Like for example, in today's light in today's life, we have a thing which is called mosquito killer of this kind. Just see, it gives light. There is a mesh or net inside it. Clear. It gives light, and a current is there passing through these metal wires. Okay, and this thing is giving the light. Clear. So what happens, it is kept on the table, and the main light of the room is switched off. So whenever the mosquitoes come, they are uh, killed by the electric arc passing through these net, these metal wires. So he even knew this that some insects are responsive to light and use this information to suggest a clever way of getting rid of the mosquito and flies. इसी तरीके से उन्होंने पता चलाया कि हम मस्कीटो से या अदर फ्लाइज से किस तरह जान छुड़ा सकते हैं. ये वैसे सदियों से इंसान को तंग करते आ रहे हैं. Now बच्चे, now next scientist is Carolus Linnaeus. Callistinus lived uh, In 1753, clear, uh, इसको Linus Linus Carolus Linus, he arranged what he did. He arranged all the existing living things in two kingdoms. That is kingdom plenty, plants, kingdom plenty, in which all the plants were included, all the plants in kingdom Animalia, in which all the animals, unicellular as well as multicellular organism, all all animals, yani both living microscopic animals which can be seen only through microscope, and uh, the multicellular organism. So this was this is also called the two kingdom system. This is called what? The two kingdom system. The two kingdom system. Clear? Okay. What are the limitation of the two kingdom system? Limitation of the two kingdom systems. Limitation means the shortcomings. Why it get failed? So the reason of its failure is called what? It's called limitation. Clear? So what were the shortcomings भी आप कह सकते हैं, इसको shortcomings भी कह सकते हैं, shortcomings. Clear? Or the limitation, both are the same things. Now, like for example, Euglena is in Kingdom Plenty. It's an animal of this kind. We have discussed it somewhere, I remember, in your class. Clear? It's these are the flagella. Okay, and an animal of this kind. This flagella, they are used for locomotion or for changing their moving from one place to another place. It helps the take help from this flagella to move. So it has the characteristic of making the food because it has the chlorophyll inside it. Inside them is it is the chlorophyll which make the as it also have the characteristic to make the already prepared food through its general body surface in water. Clear? So such organisms, they are not being discussed in the two kingdom system. Number one. The second thing, this system did not clear the difference between the prokaryote and the eukaryote. We have also discussed them, that what prokaryote and eukaryote and the five kingdom system in the chapter 1, if you remember. Like the prokaryote, they are do not have the membrane bounded organelles, bounded organelles. Clear? Why those, they are called what? They are called prokaryotes. And those who are having the membrane bounded organelles, they are, so this thing is not being cleared in the two kingdom system. They are simply telling us that the plenty contain all the plants inside them, and the kingdom animalia, they are they include all the animal in them. They are not talking about the animal like euglena, which have both the characteristic of getting the food from through its general body surface and through what through photosynthesis, making use of the chlorophyll inside its body. Okay, the third shortcoming, okay, keep these thing in your mind, okay, that what is the two kingdom system and what are their limitation or what are their shortcomings. Number third shortcoming is that new discoveries also proved that fungi are very different from plants, so shouldn't be included in the kingdom plantae. Plants are autotrophs while fungi are heterotrophs. We also have discussed in our previous classes that how do the fungi like that of can give you the example of mushroom. Mushrooms, they are grown in the area where there is a lots of dead uh, matter, like the leaves which have decomposed, are the animals, hmm, the animals which have decomposed, the dead animals which have decomposed. So their body is converting into decomposing into the nutrients, which is then absorbed by whom by the mushrooms. So they do not take making the uh, food like the plants, and they do not uh, get the food like other animals. They have their own way of getting the food, clear? And this is called the heterotrophs. They get their food heterotrophs, which are getting food through various other ways other than the by making their own food through photosynthesis. Heterotrophs they are called. The plants are autotrophs. They are making auto anything which happens by itself. Clear? So autotrophs means uh, uh, the organism which can make their own food using the photosynthesis. They get their food by absorption. Clear? And simply, plants have cell wall made up of cellulose, while the cell wall of the fungi are made up of a chitin. It is chitin is again is a some people they are calling it chitin. So this is a complex carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrate. So its outer cell wall, it is made up of what? It is made up of chitin. और इसके अलावा जो अदर प्लांट्स है वो सेल्यूलोज से बने हुए होते हैं, ठीक है. सो दिस थिंग वाज नॉट एक्सप्लेन्ड इन द थर्ड इन द two kingdom system proposed by Linnaeus. So on the basis of these limitations, five kingdom systems were proposed, which a little bit we have discussed in the previous chapter, that is chapter 1 or 2. Okay, and our next our topic that we will read inshallah tomorrow, that will be five kingdom system. Okay, so in today's lecture, what we learned, we talked about the classification, the history of classification, the Aristotle classification of plants and animals, classifying organisms into plants and animals, who classified the plants into grass, bushes, and trees, and animals into aquatic and terrestrial uh, animals. Then we talked about Usman Umar Al Jahiz, who wrote a book Al Haywanat on the classification of animals. Hmm? He discussed the 350 species of animals and gave detailed account of social organization of ant. He also discussed what the, the response of the insects towards the light, and he introduced the method how to get rid of the mosquitoes and the flies. Secondly, the last thing that we discussed, that was the two kingdom system proposed by the Carolus Linnaeus in 1753. He arranged all the existing living organisms into two kingdoms, that is Plantae and Animalia. The Plantae includes all the green plants, that is the algae, fungi, bacteria, and kingdom Animalia include all unicellular as well as the multicellular organisms. Then we talked about the three limitations. That the one of them was the euglena, hmm, uh, which have the chlorophyll and which also have the property to get absorb their food or engulf the other food in dark, uh, clear. And this is the two ways which are totally different from both the animals and plants. Is a special kind of animal which can make their food and which can get their food from the surrounding. It was not explained there. The secondly, the system did not clear the difference between the prokaryote and eukaryote. Prokaryotes were those organisms which were having the membrane bounded bacteria, and eukaryotes were the exemplary, the typical organism which have the typical cells, and their cells were containing all the organelles. Now the third thing which was explained here, that was which was not explained there in the two kingdom system, that was the fungi. It's a large group of organisms which have a different way of getting food, like they are absorbing the food from the dead metals in the soil, the dead plants and animals, and decayed components, nutrients from the soil. These things and secondly, their cell is not the cell wall is made up of titan or chitin, and uh, the cell wall of the other plants, they are made up of cellulose. So these things were not explained over there. Okay, Vita, I hope that you have get this lesson well. You can repeat this video again and again wherever you need any uh, difficulty in understanding my accent or my way of teaching. Okay, because in physical classes and face-to-face classes, you can ask the thing directly from. So for this purpose, you need to read the book as well. Then you will be able to understand my video well. Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.